Hello, I'm Fantastic, and today I'm actually going to be celebrating my 2000th day playing Puzzle & Dragons. So, I started this game 2,000 days ago, and I've been playing quite diligently ever since. It's been quite a journey. I've seen most of the meta shifts and changes. I've gone through like the Sakuya era, and then there was like Shiva, there was Yumisachi Yamasachi, there was Kali. I saw Raw Dragon, never touched him because I didn't get Dark Kali. We've gone transitioning all the way here, and now I've got things like Sheet, I've got Akuma, I have Edward, I have Yusuke. I have a reasonably strong box for the most part, and I actually hit rank 941, and I'm just a little bit shy of having 500 maximum stamina. That will probably happen in quite some time, but in my 2,000 days of playing, I have acquired 987 million rank experience. That's a lot of playing, to be honest, and yeah, that's just a long time. So, in this time, I've acquired 29 crowns. I have a 30th one technically coming in from this current ranking dungeon because I'm at 1.1, so that would give me my No Skyfall badge. And I was the first person on North America to have 300 of 300 best friends. Apparently, even in Japan, they never even had anyone at this level, so I technically beat them at something. Woohoo! So, the purpose of this video is to obviously take a look at my monster box because it's my 2000th day box tour. So, I always have it sorted so my team that I'm currently using is shown at the top of my monster box. It just makes life easier to sort and inherit, etc. So, I will show you my pluses. I feel like things that have been 297 are much more interesting to look at because those are the cards I kind of care for. And most of the cards that have been 297 have a reason for being 297 because they were either used at one point or at least rolled at some point recently that they just happen to come with plus 297. So I have 4 Krishna Sonias, and it was one of my better purchase investments. It's made many ranking dungeons significantly easier. Like, yes, I still have to puzzle and move, but it's just much easier when you have bicolor boards instead of whatever else there may be. That is way too many Minervas. I only actually use one Minerva really, and then I rolled a bunch more, which is unfortunate. Got a lot of Krishnas, way too many Krishnas. Krishna was one time actually a good leader. I actually liked using Krishna back in the day, but sadly those days of Pantheon monsters actually being relevant, not so much. I bought Amen because I found that having the ability to farm dungeons easier with explosive amounts of damage was just basically too good to really pass up on. I got a nice little army of machine goemons, so I'm able to actually button farm much more, or button swipe farm much more easily. Tsubakis have been proven amazingly strong. Triple Dragon Killer is red. Gives me alternatives to Kiri, basically, is the idea. I was very fortunate during Magic the Gathering. I actually rolled both Joyra and Nicol Bolas. And actually, I rolled 2 Joyras because I actually have one in the weapon assist form, which is actually pretty wonderful. I rolled pretty hard in one of the more recent Super Godfests, and I acquired basically the entire Beach harem overall because I've got Beach Eshamali. I have got at the top you can see I have Beach Fujin here because it's using the team amazingly strong card. I have Beach Barbara and Julie as well. So I've basically gone to the beach despite it not being summertime. Again, basically all these cards have been 297 set purposes. Whale Doors are something players should farm and acquire. Having 6 turns base cooldown with 5 skill boost makes certain farming setups significantly easier. I have Urika, which is amazing. That perky little butt is exciting. I've got Blue Odin. I've got Ryunes. I had Ryunes. Maybe I never did, actually. I had one for sure. I got Yao Yu. I found he was actually useful for some ranking dungeons because he still has Jace inherited for a large button amount of damage, or more so the poison damage. I eventually acquired a bunch of Fujins all at once. For the longest time, I actually never owned a Fujin. It was only reasonably recently, within the last couple hundred days, I would say, that actually rolled a Fujin. And I managed to get by. I did have a Fujin on my alt account, so it did make life a little bit easier, but having Fujin is just such a blessing. I feel that every player should own Odin Dragon. Why is there Blue Sonya inherited? That was for the previous month's Challenge 10 quest where I was cheesing it down and Odin Dragon needed a bicolored board inherited. Other noteworthy cards I think that are useful are Ragnarok Dragon. Just having a green card that deals so much damage against God-type spawns is amazing. I was fortunate during Monster Hunter. I actually rolled Diablos within only a couple of rolls. I still need to roll Monster Hunter more when it comes back around because I don't actually have Raytheon nor any other 60% poison resist, and that's something that's going to make my life significantly easier when I actually acquire that. Machine Athena, I don't know why, like, at one point it was kind of cool to have. I realized it was a lot of effort, and I basically never really used her. It was kind of a waste of effort and resources, but that's okay. We live and learn, right? I have Edward, and in his glorious 777 combo Super Awakening, huge amounts of personal damage, strong leader, great card all around. I actually rolled Edward, and then I traded for Yusuke during the first YYH event, and I should actually Limit Break and Super Awaken him, but for your Yusuke, I do recommend 777 combo, because the VDP is nice, but having an additional 2 times damage when basically matching any board makes a big difference. Yuna's a card I really wish they would buff at some point. She's been actually quite valuable to me, but she's just lost a lot of traction over time because, well, unfortunately, newer and flashier things come out. Her base stats are not as strong as they used to be. She's vulnerable to binds, so on and so forth. I actually have a modest amount of cotton. I am wearing a 100% cotton shirt, I believe, but I chose to make blue cotton for the big health stat, light cotton for like Yusuke Edward teams, as well as a healing stick, as well as being on color and having more dragon killing. And then I kept one base cotton for ranking dungeons, but I haven't really used that much lately. Zeus Verse is another card I highly recommend everyone actually farms and acquires because, again, a farmable monster that can farm content quickly and score well in ranking dungeons is basically too good to really pass up on. I was fortunate I actually rolled 2 New Year's Yomi back-to-back during a special Godfest, and they've actually become one of my favorite cards because they have nice amounts of movement times, they have high damage output, they're bind immune, but they have built-in L Awakening, and their active skill now gives you 3 turns of Awoken bind clearing, so lots of utility. And the reason why Fenrir is inherited is because I use them on my Akuma team for playing through Arena 5. For Nays, I have actually a lot of Nays, but I only made the Light Nay consciously. I rolled the other Nays and they came out evolved. But Light Nay has proven quite powerful. She is a nice god-killing, well, whatever kind of killer I want because of balance typing. Her active skill gives you a nice little bit of a heal, but a nice tri-elemental board changer. She has pretty high personal damage, but naturally coming with Cloud Resist makes it so I have to dedicate less active skills active skills in terms of weapon assist for Cloud Resist for Arena 5 farming. Orpheons are definitely pieces or cards you'd like to have lots of. I farmed up 5 Orpheons, or Farians I should say, a long time ago. I made 1 dark one. I can make many more if I really wanted to, but no real interest. But I farmed a bunch of them from Colosseum back when that was actually the top dungeon to play. I have a lot of Hakus. I have a bunch more. I have 9 Hakus. It's unfortunate. She got a special evolution in Japan coming soon. Not so helpful and beneficial. Dark Athena, a card I used to use a modest amount. She did get a reasonably strong evolution, but unfortunately, Dark Athena is not in the meta anymore. I sometimes use her as an occasional inherit because a 3-turn inherit with a 3-turn delay with 11-turn cooldown is actually quite good. But the problem is, we don't actually have much uses for delays at this point in time. These Lucifers are great alternatives to Orpharions if you need 4 skill boosts and something with reasonable awakenings at the same time. I have a bunch of Zeragon Infinities. I farmed up this Zeragon Infinity when it first came out, and I was so proud of myself. I had a Zeragon Infinity when it came out, but it never really got used that much. Like, I have 2 of the max skills, and I can make a system, which is kind of cool, but the thing is, if you rolled the YYH Club and got the card that's spelled H-I-E-I, I can't pronounce the name, you could have 99 turns of Dark Skyfalls. I got 2 Halloween Verdandis from that same Godfest where I rolled all the beach cards. She is pretty, but I haven't actually used her too much at this point in time. Air is another farmable card you definitely should be acquiring at some point in time because she just offers so much for any dark-based team with high health. She gives you massive amounts of healing, and her active skill is kind of like Odin Dragon in the sense that you are able to clear Awoken and regular binds, as well as forming a row of Heart Orbs. So multi-purpose in that sense. I have 2 Dark Metatrons, incredibly strong leader. Like, Dark Metatron is still one of the strongest leaders in the game. She is able to form basically a team of 4 times health and 43.75% damage reduction, which basically means you can't really die. You just have so much health. It's pretty amazing. Valentine's Day is a nice card as well. I chose the VDP option as a Super Awakening because it allows me to have even more penetration damage, and I use her on my Akuma team for Arena 5 farming. And like I said, there is a Dark Rofarian. He does have high attack stats, so it is useful for certain buttons. I've used him in ranking dungeons as a button as well as a skill boost stick. So, and then there's my Akuma, who I've been talking about quite a bit. It's kind of the team I've been using lately. So, I'll give you a little look at what I use. Actually, I should show the other stuff in my monster box. So, the prizes section are just kind of random things I've acquired that I want to keep, but don't really want clogging up my monster box. Some of those are kind of cool and unique or weird. I have no idea. I kept some beans. I don't know where the rest of the beans went. It's okay. But remember, Chrono Turtle's not available in the Rare Machine anymore, so, you know, he's kind of special. My Inherits folder is kind of explanatory. This is where I put basically all of my Inherit, like, cards that I use primarily as Inherits. I rarely use them as subs or leaders, so I can find them more easily. It has all my weapon assists as well, so it just makes my life much easier when I'm trying to find a specific Inherit I am looking for. Evolution materials. I can just show you my Rofarian collection. So I haven't farmed Colosseum in a tremendously long time, but I only have 2 heads, but I have 6 to 10 of the other pieces. And I think it's because I traded away my heads for various killers when people were wanting Rofarians, but I have already 5 light Rofarians, and I guess I could make 5 Dark Rofarians, but it's not a priority at this point in time. And all of these body parts, at least for the most part, have been actually rolled during the Rare Monster Pal Machine Carnival. It's a terrible event, but because I have 300 best friends, I gain Pal points at such a fast and accelerated rate. In terms of my Tamadras, or latent Tamadras, I have a modest amount of killers stocked up because I do play quite a bit of Arena on stream with viewers. So like if it's 3-player Arena, we do clear that. So I did get a bunch of those random killers that gave things like Material Killer, Evolution Killer, so on and so forth. I use a bunch of them up lately just for various rankings and trade to my other accounts, but I have a pretty healthy stockpile, and this is my 2000th day Tamadra. It looks pretty awesome. There's no favorite button, but I will never get rid of this. It's something you can't get anymore. Like, it's just a one-of-a-kind thing. And then for monster experience, again, because I have so many PAL points, I can roll in these events, such as the current PAL League event where you can get snow globes, and I've rolled quite a few snow globes, and it kind of shows. Like, I have so many snow globes banked up. Yes, I do play, again, 3-player Arena on stream, so I do actually acquire a bunch of snow globes from that medium as well. But for the most part, like, I tend to have lots of monster experience lying around. I keep my Pendras for some strange reason. I have more than enough box space anyways, so it's not like I'm in danger of running out. I do have a modest amount of Ps, but I do have 111 rainbow Ps, which is kind of cool. Some were acquired from various prizes and rewards, from S ranks, and a lot of them were acquired from playing like high levels Arena where they actually can drop. So I'm pretty set. Like, I can max skill, max level, max awaken various cards because I didn't actually show you. I have 193 Tamadras and 46 King Tamadras. I'm pretty set. So I'll show you the teams I currently use. So usually it's Diablos in this slot, but for my Akuma team, I like to have my own Diablos to pair off because I want a certain Inherit. I usually show like Edward, Beach Barber, and Julie, Diablos. Yusuke goes there. Yusuke was inherited. I haven't used Yusuke in a while. Oops. I had Mary. Sheet has kind of replaced Mary as terms of like that kind of easy, like brainless, no Skyfall leader. I liked Mary when she first came out. I used her quite extensively. She was the team I used to farm Colosseum, but I guess I maybe have a soft spot for her. It's not efficient anymore. There are much better things I could do, but I just still have it. Coyote could be for swiping stuff. It's nice. I have multiple different swipe teams in different colors. Oops. Beach Barber and Julie team. Very consistent for clearing 3-player Arena 2. Normally I have Inherits, but they've all been taken by other cards. This is my Dark Metatron team. If I'm playing co-op mode, I need Cammy for follow-up attack. If I'm playing in solo mode, I use Archangel Lucifer. Again, those Inherits are kind of mismatched because a lot of the stuff has been put onto this Akuma team. So this Akuma team plays through Arena 5 quite well. I paired my own Diablos because I need that carrot burst for the very end. I have 2 Trojan horses, and I have 100% jammer resist. I have 100% blind resist because of that. And I also have 40% poison resist. So I'm quite safe. I have cloud resist naturally from Nay. I don't have tape resist, but with 7x6, I don't need the tape resist as much. This is the team of lots of skill boosts. Basically, I entered this with a Saline Friend. I use Lucifer, Button, the experience of a lifetime. It was more important when like Gorillas were someone we used to play more. I'd have a skill boost side and a button side, but now I just kind of keep it as a skill boost side. This is a sheet team that was used to farm something. I forgot what, but it was something important. An Edward team that doesn't make sense, so we'll ignore that. Well, it's mostly just TARDIS that doesn't make sense. A sheet team that plays through most hard content. Again, this is a team that would have more inherits. I'd have like a Gemstone and Carrot. Beach Barber and Juliet have some resists. And Fujin would have her full bind immunity from the Reach hat I have. I'm really repeating myself. Why is this like the same team? Don't know why. This is the... I have no idea what that's for either. And this is the team I was using for the ranking dungeon. Remember, your leader is... whatever, is the fixed Tachibana. And basically these are the subs I used. I used Pooh for the evolution material killer as well as the latents, and then Horus had some as well. And basically I could use 5 bicolor board changers for a 7th floor dungeon. Well, 7 turn dungeon. So basically that is my rank 2,000 box store. Those are the teams I currently using quite a bit at this point in time. My reasonably deep monster box. So let me know how long you have been playing Puzzle and Dragons and what are your current goals and why are you still playing? Like, what is motivating you to keep on playing this game? So hopefully you all have a fantastic day. I wish you all the best luck in your own pad adventures and happy puzzling.